internet, my name is Lave and I watched the Lego Movie 2, the second part, which is directed by Mike Mitchell, who's no stranger to animated movies. Here he's taken over the reins from Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who haven't returned to direct but are still attached as writers, but more on that later. Picking up where the last one left off, Emmet and his friends take on the Lego Duplo invaders, who destroy Bricksburg quicker than they can rebuild it, turning it into Apocalypseburg. Just when things couldn't get any worse, a new villain from the Sistar system called General Mayhem kidnaps Lucy and the gang, so Emmet must go and save them. So a lot of the stuff that made the first Lego movie so good does make a return. A lot of the voice cast make a return, and the animation style is so good. I feel like I've talked about that in my Batman Lego movie review, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but I'll put links up here and down in the description. Just know that this one is just as inventive, and the attention to detail down to the very last CG brick is amazing. The world that they've built has changed since we last saw it. You could say that it's devolved, but it still feels like it's the product of a kid's imagination. I'm not sure how that kid has seen movies like Mad Max, Fury Road and Planet of the Apes and Die Hard, but I appreciated the shout-outs, as well as all of the other Easter eggs and pop culture references. Lego sure do make the most of their property licenses. And as good as all of that stuff is, it does feel like the novelty has worn off a little bit. It's lost a little bit of its freshness, but then it's never going to be as good as the original, which I did watch the night before going to see this, so I have pretty much seen them back to back, and it did feel like I was just watching a lot of the same jokes just told again, and jokes are never as funny the second time around. Plus, this one doesn't have the surprise reveal of it being a kid playing in his dad's basement, because we learned that at the end of the first one, and this film has got exactly the same story message with it being playing with Lego together is better, which is very predictable, and it is a really nice message because this time around it's with his little sister, but it is very predictable and it is the same message as the last one. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it, and there are some new characters along the way as we get to see the Sistar system populated with all of the little girls' characters and toys, and Chris Pratt steals the show again as a new character called Rex Dangervest, who is a mix of every action hero cliche we've ever seen on the screen. I did like Tiffany Haddish's character, this shape-shifting Duplo character called Queen Whatever You Wanna Be, although they do make her character break into a couple of musical numbers, and I'm not the biggest fan of musicals. I'm alright with one, but she has two or three, but there are plenty of little moments in there that made me laugh. I said it in my Lego Batman review that I love it when all of the characters, whenever they fire their gun, they go pew pew pew, and there's a couple of Velociraptor characters in this, which I'm sure is a nod to Chris Pratt's Jurassic World connection, but whenever they shoot, they make the Jurassic Park noise that they do. They go. Overall, I did have a good time with this film, even though I do think it is a bit repetitive. It is a film I'm probably going to buy on Blu-ray to go alongside the other film, because I think it complements the other film really well, and it's going to keep the kids amused for an hour and a half. But going back to Lord and Miller, who are credited as the writers, and they also did the screenplay, but I do wonder, and this is pure speculation, I wonder if they maybe had this drafted as they were doing the first one, and then just handed over their notes to the other writer, I think his name's Fogel, and just said, yeah, run with that, and they just repeated a lot of the same jokes. I wonder if they were directing it as well, if maybe they would have given the screenplay another second pass to make it even funnier, and maybe chuck in a few more surprises. But overall, it's a good time. So that's my thoughts on the Lego Movie 2, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. Overall, it's a perfectly good follow-up to the first one. It's drumming the same beat and hitting the same notes, but it's a tune that I enjoyed hearing again, even though it isn't quite as good as the first one for me, but still an enjoyable time. So thanks very much for watching this review. Speaking of this being an animation, I am working on some animation for my channel. I'm doing a few cosmetic changes which I'm going to start rolling out soon. I'll give you a sneak preview up here, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching this review. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like, and don't forget to share the Lave. Subscribe